Prefect Wei asked the sixth patriarch to give an address. Taking his seat, he asked the assembly to purify their minds and recite the prajñā Sutra. The wisdom of enlightenment exists within everyone. Ignorance and delusion prevent you from realizing it. Because of this delusion, you seek the advice and guidance of enlightened ones. In terms of Buddha nature, there's no difference between an enlightened or deluded person, only that one realizes their own essence of mind and the other doesn't. Now, about the prajñā. Reciting prajñā is not enough. Just as talking about food does not satisfy hunger, similarly, endless discussions on voidness do not lead to realization. True understanding comes from practice, aligning our mind with what we recite. Our nature is already Buddha. There's no Buddha outside of it. Prajñā is a Sanskrit term that means great wisdom to reach the other shore of existence. What we have to do is to put it into practice with our mind. Whether we recite it or not doesn't matter. Reciting without mental practice is meaningless, like a mirage or lightning flash. If we do both, then our mind will be in accord with what we repeat. Our very nature is Buddha, and apart from this nature, there is no other Buddha. Maha, or great, refers to the vastness of the mind, comparable to infinite space. Neither great or small or bound by dualities like good and evil. All Buddha lands in our transcendental nature are inherently void. The essence of mind reflects this absolute voidness, where nothing can be grasped or attained. Do not mistake the void for emptiness or nothingness, as this leads to indifference and delusion. The void is like the vast universe. It holds everything: the sun, moon, stars, rivers, mountains, and all beings, both good and bad. Similarly, our mind is great because it can embrace all things without attachment or aversion, just as space holds everything. This boundless capacity is why it is called Maha, or great. When our mind works without hindrance and is at liberty to come or go, then it is in a state of prajñā. Prajñā, or wisdom, comes from within, not from external sources. It arises when the mind is free, unhindered, and fully aware. True practitioners act with wisdom in all situations, keeping their minds free from foolish desires. Talking about voidness or sitting with a blank mind does not lead to wisdom. These are trivial acts. Wisdom is demonstrated through mindful action and insight. Our mind is limitless, pervading the entire universe. When used fully, it can know all things. Realizing the mind's essence or suchness frees us from delusion. Acting wisely and rejecting ignorance allows prajñā to flourish. One foolish notion is enough to shut off prajñā, while one wise thought will bring it forth again. Wisdom is not about words or passive stillness. It is active understanding. Prajñā has no form or characteristics. It is the essence of enlightened thought. Those who truly practice wisdom go beyond empty talk and align their actions with their understanding of the mind's vast potential. Paramita means to the opposite shore, signifying a state beyond attachment to existence or non-existence. By clinging to sense objects, existence or non-existence arises like the up and down of the billowy sea. While by non-attachment, a state above existence and non-existence, like smoothly running water, is attained. This is called the opposite shore, a calm, flowing state. Reciting prajñā without mindfulness leads to distractions and ignorance. True understanding comes from constant practice, which reveals the essence of mind. Ordinary people and Buddhas share the same nature. What separates them is a single thought. Clinging creates defilement, while freedom from attachment leads to enlightenment. The power of prajñā, it is a supreme wisdom that enables all Buddhas to attain enlightenment. It breaks through the illusion and transforms greed, hatred, and delusion into various qualities like good conduct, meditation, and wisdom. Prajñā reveals itself when defilements are cleared, leading to a state free from attachment, desire, and falsehood. Prajñā arises from within and does not depend on external sources. By using contemplation and embracing neither indifference nor attachment, we align with our essence of mind and attain Buddhahood. Studying texts like the Diamond Sutra will enable you to realize the essence of mind. Buddha delivered the Diamond Sutra especially for the very wise. The less wise doubt its credibility. Why? For example, if it rained incessantly, cities, towns, and villages would drift about in the flood as if they were only leaves of the date tree. But should it rain on the great ocean, the level of the sea as a whole would not be affected. When Mahayanists hear about the Diamond Sutra, their minds become enlightened. They know that prajñā is immanent in the essence of mind, so they don't rely on scriptural authority. They use their own wisdom born out of the constant practice of contemplation. Prajñā nourishes every living thing, trees and plants as well as sentient beings. However, those with deep ignorance or attachments may struggle to grasp its teachings, like shallow-rooted plants washed away by heavy rain. Yet even for the slow-witted, the same wisdom exists within. It is only obscured by delusion, like the sun hidden by clouds. With practice and insight, the clouds can clear, revealing the light of prajñā. Prajñā exists equally in all minds. What makes the difference is whether one's mind is enlightened or deluded. Those who cling to rituals or external practices are deluded, while those who recognize their essence of mind, free from attachment and defilement, attain true understanding. A liberated mind is free from attachment to internal or external objects. It moves freely, at liberty to come or go, free from attachment and thoroughly enlightened. All scriptures and teachings aim to reveal that prajñā is innate in everyone. When understood, even the ignorant can attain sudden enlightenment, becoming equal to the wise. Without enlightenment, there would be no difference between a Buddha and other living beings. A gleam of enlightenment is enough to make any living being the equal of a Buddha. Since all dharmas are immanent in our mind, there's no reason why we should not realize intuitively the real nature of mind. While guidance from learned teachers can help, true enlightenment comes from introspection and innate wisdom. Teachers provide direction, but liberation depends on overcoming false views through self-realization. Using prajñā for introspection dispels delusion instantly, leading directly to the Buddha stage. When we use prajñā for introspection, we are illumined within and without, and in a position to know our own mind. To know our mind is to obtain liberation. To attain liberation is to attain samadhi, or prajñā, which is thoughtlessness. Thoughtlessness is not suppressing thoughts, but seeing all things with a mind free of attachment. It allows the mind to function freely, unbound by sense objects, leading to liberation and the samadhi of prajñā. Purifying the mind ensures consciousness flows through the senses without clinging, achieving true freedom. Suppressing thoughts is misguided and leads to error. True understanding of thoughtlessness leads to knowing all things, sharing the experience of Buddhas, and attaining Buddhahood. Those who fully commit to practice this sudden school's teachings will inevitably reach holiness. Teach this Dharma sincerely to those ready for it. To those who belong to other schools whose views are different from ours, the Dharma should not be transmitted, since it will be anything but good for them. Those who cannot understand our system will make slanderous remarks about it and annihilate their seed of Buddha nature for hundreds of kalpas and thousands of incarnations. In closing, the sixth patriarch recited the formless stanza. This teaching emphasized inner wisdom over external seeking. Some of the main points are that enlightenment is not about gradual or sudden paths. It depends on individual readiness. All teachings trace back to one principle, to illuminate the mind with wisdom to remove defilement. Bodhi or enlightenment is within us. Seeking it elsewhere is futile. Once our mind is clear, we transcend hatred, lust, and illusion. On practical guidance, he directs you to stay focused on correcting your own faults rather than judging others, to avoid hatred and attachment, to find peace, and that teachers must guide others skillfully, ensuring doubts are cleared to reveal their true mind. On the path to Buddhahood, he states that enlightenment is found within this world, not apart from it. Seeking it elsewhere is as futile as looking for a rabbit's horn. Right views transcend worldly concerns, but ultimate realization comes when all views, right or wrong, are discarded. On the sudden school's power, This teaching is a great ship of Dharma helping beings cross the sea of delusion to enlightenment. Though one may wander in ignorance for countless lifetimes, a single moment of clarity is enough to achieve Buddhahood. At the conclusion of the patriarch's teaching, all present, including officials and lay people, were enlightened and recognized the profound truth: a Buddha had risen among them.